Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that I've purchased a DX Commander, is it a Lite or an Expedition? I can't remember. Let me, I'm sure there's people shouting, "Yes, the Lite." Let me just check. I'm not sure which one it is. So let's have a look. Right. That's the lengths that I've been looking at. Gosh, what's it called? The DX Commander Lite 7-meter antennae. Now, the great thing about this is that it doesn't break any planning laws in the United Kingdom because it's not a permanent fixture, it's a temporary one. So this I've assembled part of it. I'm going to put some ground planes, solder the ground planes in into that tray a bit later. The great thing is, it's for the original one. Brilliant piece of kit. Now, the idea is, lovely, that this is the driven plate. So it goes like that. There's no depth of field, is there? Goes like that. Yeah. Well, let's show you. Okay. It doesn't actually have to do this, to be honest. You can cement that down, and this part of the plate fits quite nicely in. So you don't need to do it, but this is quite neat too. Okay, it's quite neat, isn't it? And this bit basically slides down over the centre of the pole. So let's do it. Now, we get this far, and it does get really, really tight. It's really quite a struggle to get it down the last little bit, but it does go. Like so. Okay. And at this point, you'd put a Jubilee clip over the top to stop the driven elements from pulling it back up. They don't go around this way either, to be honest. They are obviously more like so. And the centre tap. So that kind of setup. Coolio, eh? Now, you need to put the Jubilee clip on there. But before we can do that, we need to put some aquarium hose around the Jubilee clip so that it doesn't scratch or damage this, and also to give it more grip. Okay. Excellent. Right. sensibly. Probably no more than a little over halfway around, maybe 3/4 of the way around. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Right. Doesn't have to be too tight. Right, you'll know when it's too tight, you'll break. Right. Oh, magic stuff. Okay. We are there. No. How long do I need? 5 meters. 5 meters. 5 meters. This is DX10. One. 2. 3. 4. It's actually 488 plus 6. So that's 5. It's actually 94, isn't it? So leave it long, because we always cut it short. There we go. Okay. So that's the 20 meter element. So let's just mark this. We know that's been cut. Otherwise we'll end up doing it twice and we don't want to do that. Let's see if we can find one for 40. it's not one up. I'm sure there's people out there saying, no, don't do it that way, that's horrible. I'm sure it is. Do you know what? I'm sure it is horrible. Okay, what I tend to do here, and I'm probably talking over myself, is make the cable longer than the fork connector, so I can wrap it around the end of the fork. It's probably not everybody's way of doing it, but I find that if you wrap it around and then solder the flex to the end of the fork connector, should the crimp come undone, it's got no chance of pulling through, and makes a better connection, in my opinion anyway. Anyway, so that's what I tend to do. It's always difficult to solder with one hand as well, isn't it? Come on. Come on, out onto the spade. There we go. That's what I wanted. I wanted it to melt to the fork, actually, isn't it? It's not a spade. There we go. And just let that soak in, and what I'll do is remove that bit. I'll put a crimp on it, and then I'll put some heatsink over the top. Not that I need it, but I'll do it anyway. There we go. Lovely. Now, this is the next bit, okay? It's the bit where the guide ropes go in. And it's also been done to some very, very tight tolerances. It goes on this section of the boat, which is about 4 foot up. Just let me see if I can show you. Give it a nod. Yeah. Twist and pull. And again. Of course, we need another Jubilee clip here to stop this from collapsing. That's the last Jubilee clip in this connection, so I'm going to get two by the looks of it. Okay, let's do the next bit. Follow these because it works. Well, the weather turned a little bit wet and awful here, so I commandeered the DX Commander Classic base and set up the DX Commander Lite on that. I've got a 20 meter element and a 40 meter element on this particular DX Commander Lite. The 20 meter just goes up to the top square spreader. The 40 goes up to the very, very top. And then back down to the guide spreader, which is near the 4 foot mark on the DX Commander. The SWR on 20 meters is, well, it doesn't move, but on the 40 meters it's about 1.3 to 1.4 to 1, so perfectly respectable and works really, really, really well. I'll finish there, I think. Thanks for watching. Please tune in and subscribe if you haven't already. I don't do many, but sometimes they're worthwhile. Cheers for now.
Your signal will continue to grow. Now it's a little bit more than 20, so I don't know what the conditions.
DX Commander Lite.
The sun is moving to the new cycle. We some opening for the northern part.
And the dipole on the roof.
The continent, it's very difficult. This time to QSO with Far East
DX Commander Lite.
or Pacific area, but anyway, we wait for some better conditions. Okay, Herman, thank you very much for the contact. Really a pleasure. Hope to get you again around.